Hey there, it's Martha, and if you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is my monthly update video. I talk a little bit about things that I learned, happened, my wax numbers, how I've been doing on my wax journey. That was really how these updates started, and then they culminated into me talking about finance and health and wellness and all kinds of things, kind of whatever I don't get a chance to talk to you about on a pure wax melting, wax review kind of thing. So if you are interested in hearing kind of what's been going on with my life, what's going to happen in October, what I've been loving, it's a little mishmash of lots of things if you're interested. So I will talk about my update on my wax goals and how I've been doing. I don't know if I mentioned this in the video or not, but I think I did. I touched every piece of wax last month. I did a full inventory of everything, so I have some new numbers to share, and it's good stuff for me anyway. Good news for me. I will give a quick update on a few books that I read and some favorites and some new stuff that's happened. So if that sounds good to you, then stick around. So I just hit record and I'm like, was I wearing this shirt last month? I think I was. I have a tendency to wear get to my favorite shirts over and over, yet I have a closet full of blouses and shirts and tops. I don't know. Are you like me? I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm like, I think I was wearing the shirt last month when I did this video. Yeah, just kind of rotate through the same favorites that I have. But anyway, let's talk about my numbers and how I did in September. Let's start off with the good news. Well, it's all good news, actually. I did really well. I actually warmed quite a bit. So at 47, which I think was tied with my second best month as far as how much quantity I warmed. But for me, like the real numbers are really in ounces. And so I I used 160 ounces in September, which is maybe, I think, third place if I'm quickly scanning here. So pretty good. I had a pretty good warming month. I did bring in 11 items. It was unexpected. I almost thought I was going to go through a no by September, and I was close. I was close to a no by September, but I did get a text, and very thankful for the Facebook message from Lindsay letting me know that it was like on Sunday. It was like a few hours before the Rose Girls pre-order was shutting down. And she said, by the way, this is, don't know if you know, but Rose Girls is doing the very last Mario pre-order. I don't know the background or the reason on why this is the last one. I think she just has to change names. I'm not sure, but it was enough for me to go, I have some favorites that I'm out of, that I don't have anymore, that I love, oh gosh, like, is it like Mario's Christmas or, something in Cookie Land? Christmas Eve in Cookie Land, I think. It's things like that I love from the Mario pre-order. So I did buy 11 mini melters. So that is my purchase for September. But regardless, because I warmed so much, I still at a negative 36, probably even better than August and better than most of the months, actually. Scanning this, it's my second best net as far as what I use, also taking into consideration what I bought. So that's good. So far, every month this year, so far, I'm on a roll, and I'm not going to break it for this last quarter. I'm on a roll of using more than I brought in. So I'm at a deficit every single month, and that has been intentional. It has been very mindful. If you guys have been watching my monthly updates, this is the story every month. I do want to point out, because I think I did this in September, not in August. I went through every single piece of wax that I own and just kind of did a like an inventory, just like you would at a store, an inventory of everything to make sure that my spreadsheet was matching with what I really had. And in doing so, there was like a few that I don't like this. I don't want to melt this. So like give it away kind of thing. Few tossed as well. And there were several that I'm like, oh, my spreadsheet says I have it. I must have used it all up. And that, for example, happened with Sip and Poolside. I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, what did I do with that? I know I brought it in. When I looked at my spreadsheet, I had warmed one, but I didn't have one carried over from last year, which I thought I did. So all that to say is my numbers actually went down even more. So that's great. I didn't find more wax. I found, in some cases, I found some, but in most cases, I thought I had more based on my spreadsheet than I had in reality. So my number went down from like, was it 806? I think that I was my starting goal to 770. So that's a bonus as well. So I'm currently at 556 on as of September 30th. Well, it's October 1st today, but as of the end of September, I'm at 556. I remember last year thinking, gosh, if I can get to 400, 500, I'll be so happy. And I am. But the reality is, I've been talking about I'm on a no buy or a low buy or whatever it is, but low buy is really the words I've been using. And to be quite honest, it's not a temporary state. I will forever be as far as wax, and I'm trying to do this with everything in my life, but I will always now be, instead of calling it a low buy, because low buy sounds like it's a temporary thing, just intentional purchasing, mindful purchasing. When I did my October melting basket that just went up a couple days ago, I was pulling things from 2023. No, yeah, 2023. So I'm like, I don't want to be buying so much wax that in 2027 I will be just getting to something I just bought now. So that's also part of that, just being more mindful and really thinking if I'm bringing stuff in, like these 11 rose girls, that I'm bringing, those mini melters, I don't want to look at those in 2027 and going, oh, I remember when I did this pre-order back in 2025. So really just being more intentional. Um, I will probably do one more purchase, I think, before the end of the year, and it's Noel's Farm Scents. I have trouble saying no to him because I just watched a few weeks ago, I think, some of the pre-orders. I might have missed it. Did I miss it? I don't know. Maybe it's fortuitous that I missed it, but I feel like, oh, I should check. I should check. I saw some hauls and I'm thinking I need some of those. And if there's an RTS, I think I want to go in on them. But now that I'm thinking about it, that was a couple weeks ago that I saw those orders. So I don't know if he's had an RTS recently or not. Again, I'm staying off of Facebook groups because, I get tempted. So if I missed it, I missed it, but not the end of the world. But if not, I think I will be pretty much not really planning on buying anything. Again, I wasn't planning on Rose Girls, so never say never, but I'm not really interested in any Scentsy LTOs that are coming out. I know there's, the holiday collection and the bricks, the scent of the season, but I'm feeling like they're not anything that I feel like I have to have. Now, if I watch a haul and see some warm reviews, I may be tempted, but for the most part right now, I'm thinking probably not, because in all honesty, I've been a little disappointed with the LTOs this year. Not that they're bad or anything, but they're ones when I look back on, like, could I have lived without them? Yeah. Are they club worthy? No. I mean, maybe one or two were club worthy to me, but even then, they're probably ones that I really enjoyed. But I have a lot of wax right now that I really love, 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 that are like things that are in my club that I haven't warmed in a while. And so I'm less tempted by some of the LTOs coming out. Not to say I may not throw one or two in a club for like future, I'll just let it when I'm ready for that club to ship, I'll get to smell it for the first time, but I'm not really interested in buying anything in the foreseeable future from Scentsy. So that's good. Here on the spreadsheet, I also keep track of what my average is, using knowing that I'm bringing in on average about 22 cents a month, which actually sounds like a lot, but it's a lot is because of January. That was I don't know what I was doing in January, but I brought in a lot in January. So on average, I'd like to say that I would bring in like maybe 12 a month next year, and then kind of figure out, what is it that I can melt down, so that the turnover is a lot faster. So anyway, I had a good month. Even though I was gone for some of the days, I had business travel this month. So I think I'm just back in that back in that cycle of, okay, either I can't smell it or I'm tired of the scent, I'm going to change it out. Whereas during the summer, I think I was just a little bit like not in the mood to warm all the time. But September, I was kind of excited about warming. And so you can see that in the numbers, basically, that I'm churning over scents a lot quicker than I was. Here I spent 110 in September, so that's the Rose Girls. I've been sharing this mostly for me, but I've kind of been this month. I was like, I don't know that I want to, because I don't want anyone to compare how much I'm spending versus their spending. Like, what I'm sharing is just my journey, and don't compare yourself to different homes. I have different amount of wax that I use. Your place could be bigger or smaller, or whatever. Your budget could be bigger or smaller. So it's just for me to kind of keep track of what I've been spending. And now I kind of have a goal of like, ooh, if I can spend less than $1,000 in a whole year, that's nice. That's good. Um, so so here's where I'm at. So, I keep track of how much of each vendor I have, and Scentsy is still currently the largest. Yes, with 142. But it's easier for me to melt through Scentsy faster than, let's say, all the tubs of Teddy Bees that I have, which is 91. So anyway, I'm doing pretty good there. And so that is kind of the numbers as far as it goes, but let's talk about some other stuff. All right. So I think the other thing I wanted to talk about was um budget, that kind of thing. I don't know if I talked about it too much in the September update, but I have an update on my financial planning, retirement, that kind of thing. So good news, which I had kind of worked through it with ChatGPT, but I wanted to verify. But good news is, yes, I can retire in less than I thought, and it would actually give me even probably money to leave my kids. Um, I because one of the goals is I want to travel. I want to travel when I'm retired. I want to travel, and I I kind of want to, I worked hard. Let's like some of that could be a little bit luxury travel, and so that's all kind of baked in there. So I'm not done. I still have two more meetings with her, my financial planner, but just been really happy actually with the service, I guess, I've gotten from Nectarine Financial. Or Nectarine Financial. It's remote. She lives in Arizona, the lady I've been working with. And she's even going to talk to our tax person just to, you know, talk some ideas with him on some tax things that she's thinking about. And so I'm just going to put this as a public service announcement. I think no matter your age, it talk to financial planner, talk to someone. It'll either put you at ease if you're not sure of like how you're going to retire, if you can retire, or if you're a lot younger than I am, give you some strategies on how you can build wealth and money. And what I'm learning, I'm also sharing with my kids. It's like make it. I wish some of the stuff I had done earlier. I'm learning a lot even before I met with her, but I wish I'd done some of that earlier. I would say I was pretty good. I would give myself a B as far as making sure that I'm investing money and I have stocks and things like that. So it's not all in the bank. But I'm still learning a lot from her. And so it's been eye opening. And I just, like I said, I highly encourage it because people don't like to talk about money because I think they think it's kind of taboo or money's bad or anything. It's like we need it to make the world go round. It's what, it's we spend our money to help small businesses. We give to charity. Like I'm learning about donation. What are they? Donor investments. I think it's what are charitable investments, and how that could actually work for us. Instead of giving the money to the government, you're actually giving the money to charities and things. And it would be a positive effect, like a win-win, actually, that I never thought of. So anyway, I'm not going to go into too much detail other than I had talked about it a couple of updates ago, and I wanted to give an update on that. So that makes me happy. Like the countdown has begun. I still have several years to go, but retirement's in my future, and I'm excited about that. So, what else do I talk about normally? I talk about health and wellness. Okay. So this past month, I knew I was going to be traveling quite a bit or not home or eating out a lot, celebrations, parties, events, things like that. And so I had actually, before I'd gone on my business trip, had lost weight again, a couple pounds. We're talking couple pounds. And again, it's all by just doing small things. Slow and steady wins the race. And I don't feel like quitting. I don't feel like I'm on diet. So just walking at least 5 days a week. I'm not going to go into it too much because I've been talking about this for months now. But I was like worried that this business trip and eating out breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then with my coworkers, it's dessert, it's appetizers, it's having some social, drinks and stuff. And I got to the lowest weight I've been in over a year. And then I'm like, okay, that was going to be my buffer. If I come back to where I was at the start of the month after my trip, that's okay. I know how to bring it back down. And I did. I think I gained 3 pounds water weight really in a week or like 10 days. And then I still went out to eat dinner and I've been to the ballpark and we got the crazy crab sandwiches at the Oracle Park. If you're ever in San Francisco, the crab sandwiches, oh my gosh. I always get the crab sandwiches, even though it's like $25, ridiculous, but that's my favorite food at the ballpark. And eating pretzels and going to the bar and all that stuff. So, what I've learned in this journey is that it's not fat that I'm gaining and it's water weight, it's, higher sodium, it's some more carbs, but resetting when I come back, I'm back to where I was. So I haven't so I'm actually have lost weight in the month of September, I guess from where I ended in August, even though I had that business trip. And last year, this is where I'd gained the weight because it was 2 weeks of travel. And when I came home, I think I was just back to my old bad habits. So I never kind of lost it. And then I just was higher than I wanted to be. And so now just knowing how to reset. And again, I'll just sound like a broken record: protein, fiber, healthy fats before carbs. That's it. And water has been my consistent thing. And that's something I brought up last month is what is the one thing that you can keep even on the days you are most tired, what is the one healthy habit you can keep? And it's been drinking water about 80 ounces to 90 ounces a day. And that I think has made a big, big difference. So, keeping that like one thread of a healthy thing and then tacking on walking. And then I got some weights. I got some heavier weights to do some kind of more strength training. And it's all been good, but it's all micro changes on everything, micro changes on how you purchase wax, micro changes on your spending habits. It's like if they're small enough and then you can keep building on them. So, I mean, we've got plenty of time unless you have a specific deadline. I have the rest of my life to just continue these little micro habits and continue on with, a healthier lifestyle. So that's that update. Okay, what else happened in September? All right, back in our normal space here, I wanted to touch on something that I got. Well, a couple things. They're perfume. This is all perfume related. So there's a company called Ffern, Ffern. There's like a wait list to get on it. It's a company that does 4 perfumes a year, one for every season. And I'd heard about it on a podcast and it just looked intriguing to me. Like there's something about a mystery perfume that I like, something that's niche, maybe different. And so I was on the wait list. My name got called and the box arrived. So I wanted to share really quick what this is about and my thoughts. So it came, I won't share my address, but it came in a box like this. They give you a card in here that's kind of like certifies that this is authentic Ffern perfume. And then there's a number of things that came along with it, which I thought was kind of cute. So there's like a card here, and then you can scan that code, and there's like a little video. It's all very artsy, kind of. There was another little envelope with, this little paper thing. So this season, it's really focusing on crabapple. Like crabapple is like the highlight. So you got little person here, with a basket. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this, but it was in there. Then there was something else. There's something I left downstairs. It's a sheet of paper that kind of talks a little bit more about the scents. I think there might be like a poem on there. It's got like art. It's like an artistic little thing. I must have left it downstairs. And then in there is also a little bit more about, the company and how to do this. Like one, when you first spray, don't like inhale the scent right away, let it breathe for a minute, that kind of stuff. So it comes with that. Also comes with tea inspired by the scents from the perfume. So our autumn tea is a mellow fragrant reminiscent of meadows in the harvest time. The tea is inspired by organic herb fern. I don't have my glasses, of course, where it's made. So anyway, tea, a little bit of loose tea. So I'm interested in that. It came with this disc, this clay disc that you can spray like 4 or 5 drops and put it in like your drawer or something with your clothes, and then some little tester papers. And the sun is just coming out. Oh my gosh. I sprayed it on one of these. I sprayed it on this a couple days ago. And so that was in here along with the most important thing, a sample. So because none of us know what this smells like when you get it, fragrance is very personal. It could be like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. So they will send you a sample. I've used already a good amount. So the point is that you try the sample, and if you love it, then you can open the perfume box. It's sealed. If you don't like it after, kind of wearing it, smelling it, seeing how it works with your body chemistry, then I contact them. They'll send me a return label and I can send this back. This has, oh gosh, I don't think it was in here. It was probably in the other packet. It's got a lot of stuff in it, like ginger root and this and that. But let's see. So it's crabapple, pear, ginger root, pink peppercorn, lemon rind, peppermint, blue chamomile, cognac oil, petitgrain, ylang ylang, hoe wood, neroli, jasmine, grandiflorum, jasmine grandiflorum, bergamot rind, and tuberose. Then the base notes are ambrit seed, red cedar, brown-eyed rock rose, benzoin siam, oak moss, and some other resin, it looks like. And it tells you what countries it got these oils from, or, the ingredients from. So, it's a kind of more of a unisex, I would say, and maybe all of their scents are unisex. Probably fair to say that they are. I like it. I don't think I love this particular scent, and it's because I'm not a fan of ylang ylang, and depending on how much was in there, it comes out to me stronger. So for me, I think I will be returning it. It's not a bad scent, but for the amount of money, because I think it was over $100, for the amount of money, I'm like, I want it to be a love, but it's a like, not a love. So, but I wanted to share Ffern because I think it's pretty cool. So I'm excited for the winter box and see how that goes. I can also go back and look at the archive. I just sprayed some on my hand. Yeah, it's nice. Like, I get the apple and I get the ginger root, but then after a while I get the langy lang and it kind of sticks there. So I like it. I don't know. I'm still on the fence, but I love that you get a sample and I get like 14 days to kind of play with it and think and see what I think. But I wanted to talk about that since I never heard of them before, and I think some of you might have. Let me know if you've ever tried Ffern. It's from Great Britain, and came pretty quick. Came within a week, I think, from when they told me I was going to get it. So excited about that. Yeah, lots of cool little cute stuff. Envelopes. I like the packaging and the whole idea of it. I just don't. Yeah, it's the ylang-ylang. It's just not, I don't like it. So I don't like that particular scent note. And so if I'm going to pay that kind of money for perfume, I might as well buy something that I'm like, oh my God, this is like the best thing. So speaking of that, perfumes, I've been kind of every season, every month or so, I'm trying to rotate my perfumes and enjoy what I have. So now that it's getting into fall, one of my favorites that I always pull out more in November, but depending on how cold or cool it gets in October, Mimosa and Cardamom from Jo Malone. This is for me kind of like my fall scent that I really, really love. So I pulled that out. Doesn't mean that I'll use all of these, but they're like my focus perfumes, right? When I'm thinking about what can I wear today. The other one that I didn't bring with me, I forgot to grab it. It's Fresh Cream from Philosophy. Philosophy? Yeah, Philosophy. Fresh Cream. So that's a nice one when I just want kind of a creamy. It could work if I'm wearing Twilight Woods from Bath and Body Works. That is a body lotion that I have. That was one that I did not destash or toss out. And it mixes well with that. So that's another one. And then I have Eden. So it's all about apples right now. So Eden is like a juicy apple from Kaoli. I mean, these are like see-through, but this is a small like travel size Kaoli. And then Love Fest, I think is what it's called. And this is like a burning cherry. So it's like a kind of a take if you like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, but it's a little smokier, if I remember. So that is like the three perfumes that I'm going to put front and center so I can rotate those in and that I enjoy during the fall. So let's talk about the rest of this month really quick, just to give you some updates. You're not going to see a lot of videos from me near the end of the month. I mentioned in my monthly basket, some people caught it and says like, Martha, October is not a short month. Well, it is for me because I'm not going to be here for the entire month. I have a trip to Japan that has been in the works. It's been planned for over a year. And so I'm super excited. It's going to be a trip with my oldest daughter, my oldest, and we've been looking forward to this for, like I said, over a year. So I will be gone for parts of October and parts of November. So you're going to see some videos in the beginning of the month. And if I have time to pre record, then I will, but who knows? And then my update, that I do this time, usually every month, will be delayed in November because I will be in Japan. So I'm going to be buying the skincare, and just having just hope what I am hoping will be a positive trip of a lifetime for me and my daughter, something that she will always remember. Trip that she took with her mom, I'll always remember it, me and Danny. And so I'm super excited about that. And then my youngest, Emily, my youngest is moving to Europe, going to Spain. She lived in Spain for a semester in Barcelona, loved it. She's going back to Spain, but this time for not just a semester, more like 2 semesters. She's out of college, but she's doing a program where she gets to teach English, like a teacher's assistant in a Spanish school. And so she's going to be doing that. So that's going to be a hard one. She leaves any day now. And she'll come back, God willing, she'll come back in December. And, so we'll see her in a little bit. It'll be weird not having her here for Halloween and Thanksgiving, and hopefully Christmas she will be here, but then it'll be again a months and months that she's very far away from me and from us. And even though she did it once, it's still a little nerve-wracking as a parent to let your kid go so far away, where it's not like you can drive to them in a few hours, or it's a foreign country. And we do have like a friend of a friend that we've contacted, and they're like, she ever needs anything, call us. They're not in Madrid, but they're, not that far away either. And so at least she's got someone somewhat local time that she can connect with. But it's nerve-wracking. So, pray that she stays safe and just has an amazing time in Madrid. And, I'm just proud of her for being fearless. I don't think I could have done that at her age. She's 22. So props to her for, being fearless like she is. And yeah, but as a mom, like, a piece of your heart goes with your kids. If you have kids, there's pieces of them, and there are other parts of the world, and you just hope that they're safe and happy and all of those things. So I'm excited for both my kids. One, at least I will be with in Japan, but the other, she's going to be on her own, and she's the baby. So anyway, that's so a lot of stuff happening personally for me in October. So videos will come when they come. May not be a heavy month of filming. I'm thinking about doing a vlog, or at least sharing part of my trip in Japan, because I like that. But at the same time, I want to just be very much in the moment and not behind a camera all the time, or thinking about YouTube and making a video. I think if I do, I will take my little recorder that I recorded the first part of this video on. It's a little DJI camera. I will take that with me, and, we'll see. I'll definitely bring back some clips and do some stuff like that. But in my mind, I want to be present. I want to be in the moment, but I also want to capture the memories on video, because again, that's something that I will always have with me for personal use. If anything else, when we first went to Europe with the kids, it was pictures. I brought my camera with me, and pictures, and I created a slideshow to music. And I always have that to look back on, right? And see, oh my gosh, Danny was like just about to go into high school, and Emily was probably just about to start middle school. And so it's good to have those memories. But for me, priority is being in the moment, being there with my daughter, and navigating my way through Japan. So I'm going to go to Osaka, Kyoto, and Tokyo. that's in that order. So if you have any tips before I go, let me know if you've been to Japan. I heard not a lot of English speakers, but they are the sweetest, nicest people, and they'll even walk you to places. Like you'll play little, charades and try to understand each other. So I've heard nothing but great things about traveling in Japan. So, but if you have any tips, let me know. Yeah, so that's going to be October for me. So just less videos, and so if you don't see me or hear from me for a few weeks, that is why. Okay, real quick, I wanted to touch on 2 books that I read, and then I'll get to my favorite. So I mentioned in my book review, just that I was going to start reading this book. I did finish this book, We All Live Here by Jojo Moyes, and I'm not going to do a book review this month, but I will say that I really enjoy this book. If you like kind of family stories about family, this one was good. I think it's Lila is her name, Lila Kennedy. She's got 2 girls, divorced. Her husband, is remarried and is expecting another child with his new wife. They both go to the same school, so she's got to see the new wife and all that. And she's a writer. Her mother just recently died that she was really close to. Her stepdad has moved in. And then her real father, who's kind of been an absentee father her entire life, shows up on her doorstep. And, but I do like books of like these, I mean, they're family, so it's not like found family, but the dynamics of an evolving family during a very transitional time in someone's life, right? Where there's just a lot of like, it feels maybe like hopelessness, but it's a hopeful book. So yeah, if you like stories about family, I did enjoy this. Jojo Moyes is kind of an author that I read pretty much all her books, but I did enjoy this one as well. So I wanted to touch on that. And then I read a book called The Vanishing Place by Zoe Rankin, I think her name is. I just finished that one. It's set in New Zealand. I'll put it up here. I'm going really quick. It's set in New Zealand. I finished it last night. It's a slow burn kind of mystery, but it wasn't slow like it felt long. Like I was captivated. I wanted to keep reading. I liked kind of envisioning New Zealand, the bush, this little hut where this family lived. There's this mysterious child that shows up. So Effie is the main character. She had lived with her family out in the bush, isolated from kind of, the world, the real world, or any cities. They had a connection to a very small rural area where they would go to school for a few months and that kind of thing. But they were really kept living in the bush. And I won't go too much into it, but what happens is she ran away. She left that life. 17 years later, she's kind of pulled back because this child has shown up dirty with blood on her. She's at the market. She like drinking milk and she doesn't want to talk to anyone. All they know is her name is Anya. That's all she will say. She will not talk to anyone. They believe she's from these bush people. And the thing is, she looks just like Effie. Red hair, green eyes. She looks just like Effie. So Effie's longtime friend from when she was a child and she got to go to this rural town, Lewis, he calls her and says, I need your help. I think she's related to you. We have this girl. She won't talk to anyone. I think you can help. So anyway, Effie is pulled back to her life and what had happened to her and her family in the bush. So that's kind of the mystery. And then who is Anya and why do they look the same and what's happened to Anya? What happened to Effie's family because she ran away. So really, I enjoyed it. It is a slower burn, but like I said, I was captivated. I wanted to know more and what happened. And so I did enjoy The Vanishing Place. And so right now, I just started Dan Brown's new Robert Langdon book. So if you like the Da Vinci Code, it's the 6th book in that series. And I just started it today. It is 22 hours long. or 667 pages, I think. So we'll see. I'm going to try to read that as much as I can, but that's kind of my reading thing. Okay, let me close this now with a favorite, which I didn't do last month. And if you notice, my hair is very curly. Thing with curly hair is no matter what I do, even if I use the same products, the same things, do the same technique, it has a mind of its own. But what I have found is getting pretty consistent curls with this brush. It's from Bounce Curl. It's the Define Edge Lift. And when my hair is still wet and I've put styling products in it, you just kind of brush it, and then your hair will go into these little crevices here, and it creates these ringlets basically. So if you have wavy hair, my thought is you could probably get it curly using the right products and things like that. But this is something that I feel like I'm glad I bought it. I think it's like $30 or something on Amazon, somewhere around there. But I feel I get much more consistent curls where it's not as wild. And then I learned more that my hair is high porosity, so it just needs more product. So I think I used to have more frizz on day 2 and day 3 because I just wasn't putting enough product in. And so knowing your hair type and all that is things that I've been learning. I love learning. I never stop learning. That's why I love YouTube. I'm always watching videos on curly hair and makeup and finance and all kinds of things because I love to learn, and I'm always learning new things. So that is my it's very niche. Not everyone has curly hair, but if you do, this works really well. So I was happy with this purchase. So anyway, that is all I have for you this month. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know if you've been to Japan. Let me know if you have any tips about Madrid, because she's looking for an apartment. My youngest will need to find an apartment in Madrid. And yeah, let me know if you've tried Ffern, all of those things. What are you looking forward to in the month of October? I'd love to know. And thank you so much for hanging out with me and sticking around. I really, really appreciate you all that watch and take time to watch videos, because I know my time is super, super limited, and it's just been like that this whole year. So it means the world to me, really. I find just enough time to make these videos, and to have you here to the end watching means the world to me. So thank you so, so much, and I will chat with you later. Bye-bye.